So check it out. In today's Sympl phone sling review, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this to decide if it's the sling/pouch for your needs. It's in essence a vertical pouch, and Sympl is one of my favorites. Amazing access to the main compartment, but I got some cons. But if it's not, don't you worry. You're gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative recommendations that might be a better fit for you. All right, let's break this guy down over at the review desk, which is that way. Okay, let's talk about the gist of the Sympl phone sling. So I've reviewed basically all the bag brands out there, and there's a lot of new guys kind of coming up, and Sympl is one of my favorites. They're kind of pushing boundaries, making really cool, innovative products, and this phone sling is a great example of that, but it's not without its flaws. Some of the top features. It's in essence a vertical pouch that can be transformed into a horizontal sling, but I have some thoughts on the horizontal slinginess coming at you in a sec. And the shoulder strap can also be completely removed to create a tech pouch. It uses highly durable weatherproof materials, has a front access pocket here, and a full clamshell opening that gives you access to a well-organized main compartment with your phone sleeve, a nifty little credit card dispenser, a couple of pockets on the other side, and this magnetic attachment point, which I have some mixed opinions on. We'll talk about that a bit more in the next section. It currently comes in one color option, this one. It's 1.25 liters, which is pretty small for a pouch and or sling. It's just kind of a good old classic pocket reliever. It's not gonna carry big bulky gear. It's just kind of meant to take the stuff out from here and put it into here. It weighs a very light 0.375 pounds. It's got a length of around 7.5 inches, a width of around 4.5 inches, and a depth of around 1.5 inches. Because of the fabrics used and the padding used, the sling sort of looks the same whether it's filled out or empty. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it's empty, and this is what it looks like when it's fully packed out. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". All Sympl products come with a lifetime warranty protecting you from any manufacturing defects. And as of recording, the Sympl phone sling runs around $80 US. And if at any point in time you're thinking to yourself, damn, that phone sling's pretty cool, I'm gonna get my phone right now and buy one, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best darn bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Okay, let's talk about the outside of the Sympl phone sling. First up, let's chat about this primary external fabric, which unfortunately is not 100% specified on Sympl's website. I believe it's some sort of like polycarbonate ballistic nylon, but the website does specify that it's 100% recycled Cordura Recore. And the fact that it's Cordura is great. You can see we got proof right there. Because Cordura is like the Miami Heat of fabrics. They're just the best. Go Heat. And the great thing about this fabric is just how freaking weather resistant it is. It's got a PU coating, water's just gonna glide right off this MFer. Sympl branding, only right here on this tab, super subtle, and definitely an upgrade from their previous branding before. They used to have their logo stamped on all their bags like 15 times. This is definitely more in line with what the market wants, so thank you Sympl for listening to the people. And one thing I wanna know is like, okay, let me rant real fast. Bag nerd rant, I'll try and keep it at like 57 seconds or less. Because you gotta understand, the pouch revolution is upon us. You can see here like brands like Wandered, Bellroy, and Alpaka, they're all doing pouches now. And the difference is a pouch sort of is vertical and a sling is sort of horizontal. In essence, they're pretty similar outside of that though. So back on the material, one thing I like about this material is, I don't know, I think pouches are kind of like man pursy. And maybe that makes me insecure. I don't know. I'll leave you to be the judge of that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's got more of a purse sort of aesthetic. I think it just kind of gives it less of a pursy vibe and it kind of makes it a bit more masculine, which some of you guys might love, some of the ladies might not be looking for. We'll give some alternative recommendations later to kind of, you know, even out the vibes. But on that note of like pouches versus slings, this guy to me is a pouch. Now, as I showed you, you can unclip this buckle right here and then reconnect it on this lash point and make it a horizontal sling. But this thing is designed for this vertical clamshell opening, right? And vertical access. So if you go sideways with it, it doesn't work in my opinion. It's nice to have the option, don't get me wrong, but I think we should just like, you know, like me, you, let's just straight talk. It's called a sling. It can be turned into a sling, but this is a vertical pouch, first, second, and third, and a sling like a distant fourth. Rant over. Let's chat about the shoulder strap. It uses high quality nylon webbing, which is great at the $80 price point. Just makes you feel like it's a satisfying user experience. And talk about satisfying, we got magnetic hardware made by Woojin, one of the best, another Miami Heat-esque manufacturer. And magnets and slings go together like friggin' burgers and french fries. It just makes it a more satisfying experience. It allows you to take the sling off and put it on a lot easier. But one thing to note, a lot of people in the comments section of slings like this do think that the magnetic hardware makes a sling like this more prone to theft. What do you think? Is it more likely that a thief will steal this sling than a non-magnetic hardware sling? Let me know in the comments below. But while I don't love this sling as a sling, I like it more as a pouch, it also works really well as a tech pouch. Should be noted, if you want to go into tech pouch mode, you just take off these G-hooks, which can be a, I'll just call it what it is. But that shiness makes the sling strap more secure, but you know, you gotta work for it to get these off. Ow, ow. I hate that. I've done this a million times on a million bags and it just never gets more fun. I'll get it. Secure, but painful. Which leads us now to this little magnetic attachment point, which I got some thoughts about. You're gonna hear them. So this is advertised as sort of a way to carry the pouch externally, which in theory could work for any bag that has an external lash point on the shoulder strap, but it's specifically designed to work with Sympl's modular ecosystem. You just go ahead and slide it right in there, and then it sort of snaps into place, and now you got the pouch here. Which, you know, aesthetically is not my favorite, but functionally, it's nice to have this. Like, you know, you just got a little extra spot, and it's like, oh, I got my phone right here. You're at the airport. You don't wanna carry the phone in the pocket, checking the text, popping the phone back. Like, this works pretty well. And you can also, in theory, slide this pouch onto your belt loop and also kind of carry it in like fanny pack work belt mode. But this connection point is secured via magnet, and it's a strong magnet, but it's not strong enough to deter a thief. Give it back. Now, I'm not like a super paranoid like person. Sometimes in the comments I get a little annoyed because everyone's like freaking out about thieves and pickpockets, but they exist, right? And whether you're in backpack mode or trying to throw it under your belt, you can see also it's just not the most secure thing. Now in Sympl's defense, they're not advertising this to be worn on your belt. I just wanted to show it for a use case kind of a situation. Overall, I like its implementation, but I think it may have made a little bit more sense just to have some sort of way to double the security just for that little extra peace of mind. Okay, let's talk about the inside of the Sympl phone sling. 2 compartments, both of which are protected with PU coated zippers for extra weather resistance. Let's talk about the front pocket. This zipper has a hypalon pull tab, which gets you into this little section right here. Sympl was freaking awesome enough to give us this lighter gray interior. It's not too light as to where it's gonna get dirty super fast, but it's light enough to give a bit of a highlight effect, especially nice because, you know, it's a tighter pocket, I will admit, but you can see also we got this pattern which also glows a little bit. Look at how it catches the light, which just sort of enhances that highlight effect. I love that. In this pocket, there are no other pockets. All we have is a key leash. Like I said, the pocket's pretty tight. You're not gonna fit a lot in there, but keys and AirPods should be no problemo. One great thing about the location of the key ring too is just how accessible it is. So when you get home from that long day, traversing the city is, I don't even know if traversing is a word, but you've been traversing all day, you just wanna get into your Airbnb, super easy to access your keys and open your door. Gotta love that. Main compartment. One thing I don't love about the main compartment is, well, I should say I love this hypalon pull tab. It just makes it a bit easier to access and to open and close it. But for the main compartment, we ain't got no hypalon, and that really annoys me. Why am I singing like that? I know that it would have caused a little bit extra, you know, shenanigans and woo-woo-woo-liness. You get what I'm saying by woo-woo-woo-liness, you get it. But for ease of opening and closing these, I would have appreciated the same hypalon pull tabs because this thing just freaking rocks. And to get into the main compartment, you can see we got this going on. I'm gonna take my phone out so you get the full perspective. I'll see you in a second. Now let's make some comparisons real fast. Because when it comes to access, not all pouches are created equal. Here we have the Bellroy City Pouch, which you can see it's a little tighter, right? But then you got the Wandered X1 Crossbody, which goes full Viper attack mode like that. I mean, do you see that opening? That's tight. The Sympl phone sling, sort of in the middle. Gives you some access, but these side gussets right here do sort of limit how much access you're gonna get. In this main compartment, on the front side, we have 2 pockets. The second pocket is an elastic meshy pocket. And on the other side, we have the phone slot and the credit card dispenser. Let us pack it out. You gotta understand that 1.2 liters or whatever this sling is very tight. So it's not gonna fit a lot. Pocket reliever, very important. So we're gonna load it up with sunglasses, a card, iPhone 13, a passport-sized notebook, pen, and a protein bar. What more does one need to conquer their day? Phone obviously goes in the phone slot. Love this slot because on both sides, they use a microfiber material, which therefore has scratch resistant properties, which therefore just makes it a joy to put your phone in, and it just feels nice and it makes you feel like your phone's not gonna get scratched. You can see my iPhone 13 with a case on it, has a little bit of room to wiggle around. And it should be noted that this sleeve is large enough for an iPhone Pro Max. I know that for some people, taking your phone out of your pocket and putting it into a pouch like this just freaks you out, which I get it. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, but I will say the use case and user experience of just like grabbing my phone out of there and not having anything in my pockets, it was an intoxicating like 30 minutes walking around the city with this thing. And if you're thinking to yourself like, wow, this dude, he's really into this Sling and he's talking a lot about it. Maybe too much. Sorry, guilty as charged. I kind of like slings and I kind of like backpacks and bags in general. And in fact, I don't know if you know this, but I like slings and bags so much that I'm actually building my own bag. And I'm documenting every step of the process here on the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. So if you're interested in watching me build a backpack from the ground up and you want to see what that process actually is like, be sure to check out the second link in the description below. That link will tell you more about the building a backpack project and sort of catch you up to speed for where we currently are. And it will show you how you can get involved and vote on some of the key features. I hope to see you in your inbox. Back to this guy. Next up, let's talk about this card dispenser. Because I didn't like it at first, but after I broke it in a little bit, I was like, it's kind of cool. It's a great case in point for just simple thinking outside the box. The dispenser works fairly smoothly. You probably fit 4 or 5 credit cards in there. But yet again, if you don't like all your eggs in one basket, it's good, maybe keep your wallet in one pocket and a couple backup credit cards in here, just in case something, were to happen. Next to the credit card dispenser, we got a pen slot. Flip it over. This is a passport size notebook, B7 size to be specific, and you can see it's a perfect fit right in this top compartment, which means this would be also a great travel sling, right? Passport in there, phone in there, whether you're at the airport or arriving at a new city. You got your pen for any documents you gotta sign, customs, all that good stuff. This would be a great travel sling. Protein bar in the second pocket. Like I said, the second pocket has some expansion to it. So if you wanna throw your bulkier sunglasses in there, they will also fit, but I'm not sure how well it's gonna close. Let's just kind of throw a protein bar in there, really get an idea. So you can see, I'm not gonna close that. So I'm gonna throw the protein bar back in this sleeve, and that's feeling pretty tight. So sorry, sunglasses, you're out. Zip it on up, and we're pouching. So that about handles the inside and the outside of the sling. Now the only thing left to do is take this thing out into the field and really put the comfort to the test. Let's take it outside to evaluate the comfort. Okay, let's talk about some comfort, real world, testing it out for about 20 minutes now, and I gotta say, it's super comfortable. Obviously, it's light, it's not going to be that heavy. One thing that I love that Sympl did though, is they didn't add a bunch of unnecessary bulk to the strap, kind of making it all loud and annoying and heavy and compressive. They're keeping it light and simple. One thing I will say though, is if you like to wear the pouch here, due to the weight distribution, it has a tendency sort of to slide into this position, okay? So you're gonna have to kind of do one of these and it'll kind of do one of those. You just gotta be fighting with it a little bit. But overall, in terms of comfort, it's small, it's light, it feels great, exceptionally comfortable. Back to you in the office. Whoa, outside Aaron's a little jazzed up today, but I like it and I agree with everything that he said. Let's talk about the overall pros and cons of the Sympl phone sling. Pro number 1, I love the aesthetic. I think it looks kind of mean for a pouch. Pro number 2, amazing access to the main compartment, especially when being worn in pouch mode. And pro number 3, this external fabric is incredible. It feels great, it looks great, and it's highly weather resistant. But I got some cons. I wonder which con I'll start with. Con number 1 is while I love the innovation of this magnetic attachment point, I think that maybe a bit more security could have taken into consideration. I don't know how, but it's worth noting that, it's gonna freak some people out. And con number 2 is the horizontal sling mode does not function very well in my opinion. This thing is a vertical pouch, case closed. And remember, if you're like, dude, he's right, that mean looking vertical sling, I want me one. And you're gonna make a purchase, just remember that we do ask that you do so with the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But also perhaps you're not quite sold and you saw those other pouches that I was talking about and you're like, well, I wanna hear more. Let's do it. I got 1, 2, 3 alternative pouch recommendations. Alternative number 1 is gonna be the black Ember Kompak pouch. This is for you if that Sympl phone sling is just too darn small. The black Ember Kompak opens full clamshell. You've got a lid compartment in the front. and a back tech compartment. It's like having a little backpack in a pouch. And to learn more about the black Ember Kompak, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number 2 is gonna be the Alpaka vertical sling. Yet again, it's a pouch that's having an identity crisis, calling itself a sling. This is for you if yet again the Sympl phone sling a bit too tiny, but you don't want something big and bulky like the Kompak. For instance, the vertical sling can actually fit a Kindle with plenty of room to spare. Great waterproof materials, killer pouch. And to learn more about it, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. An alternative pouch recommendation number 3 is gonna be the Bellroy City Pouch. This will be for you if these pouch vibes are a bit too hardcore. You want something a little bit more light and playful. Because light and playful is what Bellroy does best, but without ever compromising functionality. It's got great organization, great access, great look, and we did a great review. And if you wanna watch it, simply watch this video right here. If you got any questions about any pouches or any bags, let me know in the comments below. I personally respond to every single one myself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.